for a reaction. The public also thrived on the drama. Doyle Yonkers waved a copy of her book in one hand. "This is the way you're presenting the story." He flipped the book over and read the back cover copy. 2 decades ago, the town of Graveyard Falls was terrorized by the Thorn Ripper, a vicious and unforgiving killer who targeted young, beautiful girls. This merciless murderer tossed the girls from the top of the town's beautiful waterfall, relishing their screams. The local sheriff arrested All-American high school senior Johnny Pike, sentencing the wholesome boy to a life of misery in prison. The killings stopped, but the town's terror wasn't over yet. 2 years ago, 3 more brutal slayings tore apart the fragile peace in Graveyard Falls. This time, the victims were found savagely dressed in macabre wedding gowns. The bride killer showed no signs of stopping his rampage of terror. Josie DuKane bravely survived an attack by the bride killer, and this book details her harrowing tale. Not only did her instincts keep her alive, but they helped uncover the truth behind the Thorn Ripper and the bride killer. A twisted mother-son killing team now safely behind bars where they belong. Soon to be a major motion picture, this first-hand account of ruthless killing is a must-read.
"Don't you think this is sensationalism?"
Sarah Levinson shouted. Josie swallowed hard.
"I'm sorry if it appears that way, but marketing was in charge of the copy. The goal is for people to read the story and understand the truth."
"He used a taser?" one of the reporters interjected.
"Yes," she said, grateful for the diversion. "Billy subdued them with a taser, tied them up, and kept them at his house."
She fought revulsion at the memory. God, she'd been so gullible. She'd felt sorry for Billy that day at the church. She hadn't seen beneath the surface, hadn't seen that taser coming. He'd misread her compassion as a sign that she'd make the perfect wife for him. In his mind, that meant she'd obey him, cook for him, take care of his mother, and service him when he wanted. The reporter moved closer to her. "Miss DuKane, you wrote that Mr. Linder was looking for a bride. Why was he obsessed with finding a wife?" Getting into Billy's mindset had helped her cope before. It would help her now. She would just stick to the facts.
"His mother's illness triggered him to start killing. He wanted to marry before she died, because he was afraid of being alone. Once he subdued his victims, he took them to his house and forced them to pass tests, proving they were worthy of being his wife."
"What kind of tests?" one reporter asked. Determined to maintain control, she clenched the podium to keep her hands from trembling.
"I describe more about that in the book," she said, grateful her voice didn't falter. "Essentially, though, his tests consisted of basic chores like cooking and cleaning, being obedient."
She'd played into that, pretended she wanted to take care of him, offered to pour his mama tea, to make biscuits and gravy for them. She couldn't even think about a pan of gravy now without it turning her stomach. She cleared her throat.
"Billy's mother, Charlene, was abused by her father, and she repeated the cycle by abusing her son. Billy's bedtime stories consisted of tales about the teenagers she'd killed and left at the base of the waterfalls. She referred to the victims as little liars."
Another reporter waved her hand.
"Why did she call them that?"
Josie blinked as the flash of a camera nearly blinded her. The sky was darkening from the threatening storm, the trees shaking with its force.
"Charlene was disturbed and didn't fit in with the other teenagers. Her victims were popular cheerleaders who shunned her. According to her journals, she saw them as goody two-shoes who lied about being virgins. Apparently the 3 victims had made a pact to sleep with Johnny Pike, and she was jealous because he paid attention to them and not her."
"The girls she killed bullied her, didn't they?" another reporter shouted. Josie bit her tongue. This was a touchy subject. She certainly didn't want to imply that the teenage victims had done something to bring their deaths upon themselves. Their parents and loved ones didn't want to hear the girls disparaged.
"I wasn't there, so it's hard for me to say they bullied her. According to teachers, Charlene was quiet, withdrawn, an awkward girl who